All right, good morning. Wait a minute, y'all. All right, cool. Getting set up here today. Let's go see what's what. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, Rob? A few minutes to the open. Market went through a insane whipsaw yesterday. We go from a crazy topping day to an instant crazy bottoming day. At least over here, the Federal Reserve paused the printing presses for about 24 hours. Not so much this time around. Maybe it was too much selling. But you see the selling coming in every once in a while. It's not too bad. And then the Fed goes, yeah, we don't want you to do that quite yet. And then they break it back up. There was also news yesterday about that Myrna stock that we put on here. Somebody mentioned that, whatever the heck that is. I don't know how this list right here, my actionable list before the market opens, before there's percentages. I have no idea how it's ordered. It's not alphabetically. It's not by the order I put them on there. Not by market cap. I have no idea how it's ordered. So I was gonna check out IBD had to say about stuff because we still only have Moderna vaccine. There you go. But I don't know. It's gonna take a while for a vaccine. Is it muted? No, you. I can see my audio for whatever that's worth on my streamer. So big picture, we got, I'm assuming, still 4-1 for distribution days. Yep, we're still 4-1. News late Monday session about California's decision to reclose. Yeah, but limited declines in the coming days, weeks would hint that cash won't stay on the sidelines long. S&P got 1.3%, and IWM got 1.7 up. There's the Russell IWM. That's a nice consolidation pattern right there. Dynatrans. So there's your first test of the 50-day yesterday, but we're already too high up to mess with that, I think. Oh, we're going to open here in a second. Morning, Ellie. Morning, Mohammed. We open yet? Oh, my clock is off on my computer, as odd as that is. Yeah, I was commenting. Um, we went from a big reversal day to a big support day instantly. And look at the volume on the NQs. Let's look at the Qs for a second. Just the Qs. Same volume signature. Pretty similar volume signature. Big down, big up. Last time we did that was here when we started a rally. So this could be another buying opportunity into the next run. On the Qs, Bollinger Band's broadening a little bit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just is what it is. Was it the IWM they talked about, the Russell? Russell with a, looks like a very tight Bollinger Bands here. So this one's due a move. That tightness doesn't stay around very long. This time it moved to the downside. Last time it was that tight. We were super tight over here. UAL's ripe for picking. Yeah, we'll see in a second. Market's going to open. See how it goes. UAL gapping up 34. NASDAQ gapping up a little bit. Tesla gapping up a little bit. Let me pull this back in here. So UAL up there at the highs. We got up 7%. Here's Myrna again. They talk about this Myrna vaccine, but it's what I read, it was just clinical trials as usual. It's not, and that's like a phase one type of a thing. I think there's three phases they have to go through. You've had um, plenty of news around vaccines. Gilead, there's been a bunch of small ones. They all pop, and then they either hang up or come back down. Where's there you go, Moderna. German bio. No, that's not it. Moderna rocket 70% publishing a study showing robust immune system response with a SARS-CoV-2 vaccine candidate. Decisive trial phase later this month. So, yeah, it's still really early, still very speculative. This Moderna. But yeah, we can look at UAL. We had Win the other day, which was looking great. Another one of those coronavirus, down in the dump stocks. Win Casinos. Get this off candles. There we go. Now it feels better. So we're looking okay with a gappy gap right there, UAL. What are some other ones? Some cruise lines maybe? NCLH up here, right there. Still up towards the top of a recent range, nothing too tremendous. You can see here it's range bound between 15 and 16 and a half. Space Restoration Hardware, IVR, there's Win. LVGO, obviously this thing was in blast off mode, hit a measured move, supported trend line. That one could have been a, hey, what's up, Andrew? That one could have been a pie exit if you were so inclined. Can't say the volume was tremendous on the break, so maybe not much to do there, but you got this other supportive trend line. LVGO may have a lot more to go. This one, let's double check. I don't want to say wrong information. Operates platforms to monitor, yeah, platforms to monitor members' chronic health conditions. So hospitals are investing in remote stuff. Boom, there you go. And you see it right there going from 20 to 100. So you're looking at building a portfolio of kind of some longer term names. Livongo, pretty good right there. 103% EPS change last quarter, which is really good. Actually outpacing EPS current quarter, which is good. 115% sales change, excellent 3-year sales growth rate, triple digits. Anytime you see triple digits here, those are good. Triple, 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 triple. That's excellent. 9 billion market cap, that's excellent. That's really good if you're looking for potential upside moves. I don't know how much I don't know what its market potential is, how broad that market is, but 54% change, that's huge right there. That is huge. I've never seen that number, but once I've seen one number higher than say 20 or something. So that's really good. Is UAL going for it? Livongo's coming down. All right, they're at a trend line supported by the 50-day. If we closed 1 day under the 50-day, that could have been an undercut and rally situation, actually. Look right there. It closed lower and then spiked lower and then came right back up. Yeah, could be right, Ellie, by UAL. Yeah. Let's look at that one. NASDAQ down a little bit, Tesla under yesterday's close. So there's my trend line, my immediate trend line. Here's my super immediate trend line, but there's the immediate trend line for Tesla. So that's gonna stall us out up there for a bit. Let's look at the SP. Let's look at the ES, which is the futures of the S&P 500. 1.27 for the S&P. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Nasdaq nowhere near that. Only 0.5. Usually that's interesting. Empire State Building, big spire. Yes, Tesla. Paint us the Empire State Building. No, not quite. I don't think it's gonna come. It may come down. I think it's gonna come down. I don't think it's gonna be a crash though. I think unless the market just takes a huge dump. All right, so S&P sitting right there over recent highs. We're cupping right into it. So far, not doing much. And Nasdaq weaker generally is not a good sign because Nasdaq is the leading index, which is why we look at the Nasdaq. I think this is the third time we've had the S&P up in that quadrant. So I don't think anything too crazy. Um, Although, yeah, I don't know why the S&P would have to get up, and the Nasdaq not. They both contain Apple and Amazon, I believe. So let's take a look at Apple and Amazon. They had big reversals yesterday too. I didn't even know. I didn't even look. Pretty good reversal. You got a gap up today. So far, not much continuation. And then Amazon too tried to come back yesterday. Did end up red. Not that that's the end of the world, but today we're definitely lower compared to Apple. So that's why you're seeing hesitation. You get mixture from your two market cap leaders there. And then Tesla's kind of back on the downswing a little bit. Oops. All right, come on. There we go. I hit enter. Why does that stick? You're killing me. All right, so there's a Nasdaq again, 0.5%. We'll see how it goes. We just had that big topping day yesterday. Like I mentioned, was pretty weird to have that immediately after a topping day. Talk about a whipsaw. If nothing else, a mental whipsaw. Absolutely. Then Amazon here intraday painting a bear flag. Yesterday was weird. Yeah, I posted a tweet yesterday and it said something like when the Federal Reserve pauses the printing press to change the toner cartridges, market dumps. This time they got it, this time they did it quick. Last time it took a day or two. This time by the next day they had it swapped out. Some big toner cartridges. Yeah, I sold some TQQQ the day before yesterday up here. Unfortunately, it was towards the low part of the day. Not quite the low of the day, but towards the low part. So right now, I'm probably about break even right now if I were to try to rebuy the TQs. At the same time, though, Rob, weird how timing of words changes how they sound. At the same time, though, just we're still light distribution days. Only have four on the S&P, one on the Nasdaq, so we're still generally in an uptrend, which is good. Give the market a little bit of time. If it starts curling back up, you got to believe it because we don't have near enough distribution days, right? Exactly. Well, because I sold Tesla, so I'm basically cash right now. I'm basically cash right now. I do have some trades on the table, but they're minimal. Um, and I'm like I can't be mad even if it goes right back up because, dude, this has been just a stupidly amazing year. Just an absolutely amazing. And if things get weird from here, and I'm cash, and you know I outperform 99.9% of people on the planet, so even on Wall Street, I can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. All we can do is make appropriate decisions. That's about it. All right, pulling back up a little bit. Tesla popped up. Amazon popping up. Myrna's still up. UAL. Looks like it's happy up there so far. I will say the good part about having a lot of cash, though, is that you can make a lot of trades. Haha. Restoration Hardware. F you, buddy. This is actually one of the few trades I still have on. I still have an older Restoration Hardware options bet that I can't zoom in on right now because the software is horrible. There we go. So we'll watch this fail too. I'm fully anticipating this dying worthless. That's how I think it's going to go. All right, 0.81 for the NASDAQ. We finally get in reverse here. There we go. We're finally getting a little bit froggy. NCLH, Myrna's up 12. Sitting in all-time highs. She did really well. Supported by the 50-day pretty nicely. Did undercut for a little bit, but look, volume was pretty low, as a matter of fact, considering a 50-day break. And then it bounced back nicely on elevated volume. Three low volume candles, and then boom, started going. Nikola? I don't know if I'd buy Nikola. Yeah, I don't know that. I'm saying no to Nikola. Yeah, the stupid CEO. The CEO's an idiot. The CEO. I don't know. He bought like what did he? So before he IPO'd, the dude bought like a massive estate. Have you seen that? Wow, the dude's worth 4.6 billion dollars. Holy crap! Wow. Yeah, 32.5 million on 2,000-acre estate in Utah back in November. Dude was just like itching to spend money. Talk about the luckiest. That guy's probably the luckiest dude in the world. Huh. Good for him. Wow, Nikola Motor founder lost everything twice, then started a company now worth billions. Dang. Losing his house, car, personal items in the process. Holy crap, that's tough. Loses two back-to-back failures. That's crazy. All right, 1% for the NASDAQ. I think we're starting to go back up. So I had two electric car companies. D-hybrid. I guess he's been doing it for a while. Good for him. Cool. All right, so know a little bit more about that guy now. Yeah. All right. IVR pays up here. Space Restoration Hardware up there is two. They're still holding out. What's dying today? Huya's dying today. I'll probably just go continuation. Yeah, actually bounced up pretty good yesterday. NIO, you finally having a pullback? Talk about a stock that needs a pullback. NIO, everyone. 60? Is that finally going down? Oh yeah, 13% today. That is definitely an exit. Oh, wow, that's super high volume today. Yeah, that's not bueno. That's definitely interesting. Killed the 20-day, which it has held the entire time, down to the 50-day. Not sure if I want to be jumping on top of this one right here. Looks like Tesla's still hanging out down there. Looks like a very large up move on the day. Look at where it opened and popped up and then sold off. So that's definitely an interesting move for Zixi. Not interested in playing in that field until it calms its butt down. Calm down, young man. That's a big something. That's a big something. A lot of names down here. Peloton down here, AMD, Tesla, Huya. Take a look at Tesla. Since we're actually called the Tesla Show now, and we haven't looked at Tesla yet. So there's Tesla. Looks like we had a small trend line here. We try to break. You can see the 20-day moving average right there. Is that the 20-day? The hell kind of salmon colored crap is that? But yeah, so far, so far pretty stagnant. No real bounces yesterday or into today. I took away the after hours so I could see more intraday movement, but you can see that It's just continuation of the same price action. Likely see lower prices. All right, Nasdaq back down to almost almost up 1%. Yeah, Tesla gets back over at 1550. It looks like that's resistance right now. It's got to get over 1550 to have any sense of continue. Oh, guys, I did work on the Tesla thing yesterday. Check it out. I kind of like it. I'm not completely sold on the time frame. I'm still doing some research on it, but that cool grid thing that I took way too much time writing with you guys yesterday, I did some work on it last night. Yeah, I didn't finish it. I don't know if you can, but um, I mean, I did put some potentials, what I think are potentials together. Try to, the colors are still awkward as all get out, but so I also checked. This was the first Model 2. It's Model S, retard. There we go. So that's the first Model S delivery in Fremont. So that's essentially your first Gigafactory, even though it wasn't quite a Gigafactory back then, but that's just the first, factory delivery. And then they had Reno, which actually was not a Gigafactory, which I didn't put on here because that's just made batteries. I don't know if they're making cars out of Reno or not. Make cars in the Reno Gigafactory. I don't think they do, which is why I'm not including that. And Buffalo also does not do anything else. Yeah, Nevada just makes parts for the Model 3, it looks like. Yeah, but it doesn't make cars. So Fremont and then Shanghai. This is your actual, I think this is probably your first actual gigafactory is Shanghai that opened, you know, here, November of last year. That's when Shanghai opened. Okay, no one really cared that much. You see, the stock was still under the prior resistance, and then we start the run where they had a couple profitable quarters in there after building the Gigafactory, which I think a lot of people would. No, I don't, Andrew. I don't own an actual Tesla. No, you shouldn't buy new cars. I will though. Even after saying I will though because you'll be able to rent your car and you'll be able to use it as a storage battery for your home electricity. So from that perspective, sometime the next year or two, I'm gearing up to buy one. So Shanghai right there, Giga Berlin slated to open summer of next year, so that's going to take over a year. Where Shanghai, I mean that's probably the case study of what could be done with probably zero regulations, but you can assume Germany has more regulations and it's taken longer. Um, so maybe this is a little bit ambitious for Texas. This is February to March of 2022, so that implies that they announce and start. That gives them 7 months to kind of announce and start and do some stuff for Texas or Oklahoma or whatever it is that they're that they're going to do. And then I'm assuming they're just going to start, cranking them out. After Texas, maybe they'll plan two, because by this time they're making, three times the cars they are today. So I think that'll be pretty cool. Tesla and a dealer has a deal to put power walls all over the UK. Yeah, well, see here. Okay, here's the next thing I need to add to my chart here is when they're gonna have the battery problem solved. What Elon calls the battery problem. So I have this for Robotaxi. I need another. Actually, you know what? I wonder if this would be better served as a dashed. I think that'd be, yep, that's best served as a dash line. We need another one for when they're going to have the battery problem solved. It appears this year, so I'm gonna put it February. So this is the battery. So these are like features, I guess, if you will. So that's Robotaxi, and then this is going to be batteries. Yeah, this is just, I'll just call it batteries. So the problem they have now with anything they want to build, and this doesn't matter what product, semi truck, roadster, power walls, whatever, is batteries. They just can't make enough batteries fast enough. Just period. So And I think that's what the Battery Investor Day is showing you is they're probably going to be done, if not super close to done, to figuring out batteries. And so give them, so we're here today. Let's give them an additional 6 or 7 or 8 months. Plus, it looks better with this green line right here to figure out the battery problem. Okay, and then they'll probably so that I don't know if it will get wrapped into Giga Berlin or not. Hopefully, and then that'll get and then so after probably about Giga Berlin, because Shanghai is still going to have some oldish technology, but there's that other Chinese battery company that they're working with, which is I don't know how close they are to the factory, but that could kind of be a boon for them. Um, and then because if you remember, they're going to make terafactories now, which are bigger than the gigafactories and have the battery production in the same building as the car production. So, yeah, right, Andrew? Yeah, just put 47 gigafactories in in one small space in Australia. Um, but anyway, so once they get the batteries figured out, let's for argument's sake say Giga Berlin's going to be and maybe they'll retrofit Shanghai and Fremont with the same model, or maybe they'll just keep Fremont as the test bed. Maybe that's their R&D center. I've got no idea. But then you have just production centers of quarter of a million vehicles. So right now they're doing a quarter million. Now they're doing a half million, 3/4 million, 1 million, and then they're doing 1.5 million, 2 million. You know what I mean? And then it's just how fast can they build a gigafactory once they get the battery thing figured out. And then I think they're in a really good spot. And then once they get robotaxi figured out, that's just gonna go nuts. Well, yeah, once they got batteries figured out, then absolutely Tesla. This isn't, then Tesla Energy comes into account. You know, Few people are actually discussing Tesla Energy. Anyways, this is what I loosely put up here. Um, so our recent top here at 1800 could hold us for a while. I have it holding for about 2 years. No, no, Tesla will not partnership with Uber. They will crush them. Tesla doesn't really do partnerships. Actually, I posted where's that video I posted the other day about Tesla in the Slack? It's in the Slack chat room somewhere from a couple of days ago. I may not have posted the second video, but thought that was a good meme. um, I don't see my link. I'll have to find it. I think it was a good video. So I've been watching a few things by the lady that does ARK Investments, and she's really good. Rob, that would be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious. She's like, we can get Uber for 2 billion, and how many Teslas did they buy? 1,000 Teslas at 30 at $40,000. That's only 40 million. Never mind. Maybe they won't. So anyway, but the lady from ARK Investments, I don't see her on my feed here. ARK and Elon Musk. Is that her name, Kathy Wood? Yeah, I don't remember her name. Okay, so here's the first video. You guys want to watch this sometime today? UL lower highs. So here's the first video with the interview with ARK Investments. But then that brought me to another video with Elon and someone else somehow, where he actually discussed some pretty cool stuff. Darn it. go through my history or something. But anyway, okay, so technical wise, so here's a range from about $1,000 to 1,800 for Tesla because we are still in kind of a weird middle range. I think you have a nice bounce that just happened. A lot of institutional investors finally playing catch up and short sellers being squeezed. I think everything coming into the play here. So, we do have a possibility to have a big range here. That's about a 40% decline in the stock if it goes back down to the $1,000 level, which seems about right. So it could get down to 11, 1200, 1000, could spike under 1000 for a little bit. But our prior high here was 1000. This should be a pivot point for the stock going forward, especially as much as it's gone up. At least I hope it's going to be. Last time it didn't actually do that. The last time it chopped around and obviously undercut the prior high significantly. It did undercut here, giving us great entry opportunities. Um, so this time around, things are going to move faster because keep in mind, there's been no additional gigafactory production this entire time. This is all research and development from first Model S delivery in Fremont to Shanghai. So you're talking 10 years, 9, 10 years for easy math. I guess 7 years, 7 years of R&D, and now look at this, boom, boom, boom. We're getting 3 gigafactories in essentially 3 years. So that's going to start getting ramping up and getting better and better. We solve batteries, boom, checkbox that off. Of course, they're still going to do R&D. Not that they're an iterative business, so they're doing a generational leap in batteries, and once they have that production process down, then they'll do the iterative leaps, right? The incremental leaps in batteries, but that'll be easy to roll out, much easier to roll out than the initial battery rollout in terms of production. Okay, so then they're going to roll that into Berlin, Texas. And so then they've got the machine that builds the machine, I would say down probably 85, 90, 95%, where they're just doing iterative stuff. Just like you saw with the Model 3 ramp. I can't remember exactly when we did 5,000. I think it was actually right around when Shanghai started. It was last year, probably November, I think, wasn't it? Maybe December. We did 5,000 Model 3s a week. Maybe it was January 2019. But anyway, so that's going to start to ramp up, and that will show in earnings. I think that will literally show in earnings. So you're going to go doubling once Giga Berlin is going and COVID is a thing of the past or mitigated. Then you're going to see boom double sales next year, 2021. You're going to see double Tesla sales, and then you're going to see another increase in Tesla sales, and then they're going to start. I don't know, my assumption would be after Texas, they've already built 3 gigafactories. They pretty much know the process at this stage, and maybe they'll start building two at a time. I was thinking probably one of the reasons that they're not just going gangbusters gigafactories. Number one is battery capacity. That's still obviously a concern. I think they're waiting for that. And number two, I think, they did good with Shanghai, but I think they want to get Giga Berlin under their belt. And they may run into a situation where they can't build more than one gigafactory at a time just because the people that know how to build it aren't, that there are a few number of people. I don't know how many on the Tesla team are working on building a gigafactory, but let's just say it's 1,000 people. So there's only 1,000 people here, 1,000 people here. They need to multiply that 1,000 people to 2,000, to 3,000, to 4,000, to 5,000 people that can build the gigafactories, unless they engineer the gigafactories and the plans in such a way that they don't need that many super smart people to build it. They can just have their process in place. So that I'm not sure on. But anyway, so I've got this 1800 period. So I think they may go sideways for a little bit until Battery Investor Day, and then we get a little bit more secure on Giga Berlin, and after that, at that stage, the physical stuff is pretty good. Um, Actually, Texas, they're planning on building the Cybertruck, so that's going to be a new manufacturing process. So that may be, yeah, we still may be a couple years out before just gangbusters explosion, because yeah, Elon likes to build new shit, which is hard to do. So. Cybertruck. So keep in mind they're planning on Cybertruck, um, Roadster, and semi truck. It seems like simultaneously. I'm just not sure what factories they're going to go to. So Giga Berlin, that's going to do Model Y, and I think Cybertruck. Um, Giga Berlin manufacturing models. Model 3, Model Y. Factories plan to produce battery packs, powertrains for use in Tesla vehicles, also assemble the Tesla Model Y. Yeah. All right. All right. Anyway, so that's what I got. I'll adjust it as I go, but I'll give them a couple of years here to kind of figure out their bigger process, chopping around 1800 for a little bit, like we did the past several years. And then I think we can start on a more linear upward sloping growth like you've seen with Amazon and Apple and stuff like that. If we start that sooner, I think that just shows that they're making tremendous progress. But and then I think we can go to another situation where we basically double in price. I'm using 35 because it's a round number. I didn't use any fancy math for that. Give them a couple more years in that range, and then we're going to start seeing the stock price double again. And then we could see it double again, which would put us up in the 14,000 range, potentially up here. But until we get more information, this is all just speculation. I think we can see, like I said, my real crypto starts out one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind. And I think not too bad. Not too bad right here. So that's pretty good. Anyway, so that's what I got. Hopefully you guys like it. All right. So NASDAQ back down to 0.67. Rob's got Hexo on the 50 day. Yeah, that's been riding the 50. They got a pretty tight stop if you wanted to play in some of that. Um, Not really in a great place on the weekly chart, unfortunately. UAL broke down. NIO looks down. Looks like it's down a little bit more too. Hui also down a few more percentage points. Soxel, Okta, Net. I bet you RH broke down, huh? Didn't you, RH? Starting to. We'll see what happens. Definitely didn't break the recent range. What else you got? APHA? MJ stock with actual profits. That's a myth, Rob. That's actually a myth. So I don't believe you. I think you made this up and somehow made this appear on my screen. Yeah, MJ stocks don't do profits. They're allergic to profits. Yeah, kind of like Donald Trump and his feelings. They're foreign. Donald Trump sees feelings and he goes ew. Then feelings see Donald Trump and they go ew. Wynn's still holding up relatively well. We got here at the little cup yesterday. Yeah, it's just my chance to make a joke. Although it is true that most MJ stocks are um, allergic. I wanted to say addictive, but I know that wasn't right. Allergic to profits. So it's like, ooh, profits? Get those away. No, give me more debt. I don't want profits. I want debt. Give me debt. Croc's having a good day here today. I guess fancy nursing shoes are. I guess the nurses are finally getting those bonus checks and buying Crocs with them. Crocs is not in a bad space. Well, UAL is already down in a low area, so I mean, they're kind of one and the same. It's got to get healthy or it's not healthy. And one little thing isn't healthy. One pop up. See, it pops up to the trend line and fails right there. So, oh, okay. Um, well, a failure up here, I would just let it be. I wouldn't be adding quite yet. I mean, if you wanted to nibble here and there, I guess you could. But you have to keep in mind that Europe's just closed to the US. United Airlines is one of the carriers that goes overseas, so that's going to be several months of headwind for them. So you could have this position for a long time. Yeah, fair enough. Well, don't do it arbitrarily. Just because you got something, make sure that you still want it. And there's a saying that says, "Hey, would you buy your position here again?" You could argue UAL right here in the moment isn't horribly bad. We do have earnings coming up. Looks like 721. Tesla's on 722. Well, I think we'll get more indications after earnings. Could see a pop up. Could see a pot. Earnings are a crapshoot. I don't know if I would add right before earnings. I mean, technically, it's not in a bad place. We've kind of bounced out this breakout point to that prior move right there. So that's not a horrible position to be in. Andrew got a question. If Tesla was announced to join the S&P, do you think I should sell a day after it's announced and buy when it actually added because the hype would sort of die down? Well, Andrew, again, you got to ask yourself if you're a trader or an investor. So yesterday I asked you, what your time horizon was. So if you're going to switch from an investor to a trader, then you've got to switch your mindset. But um, it's hard to time an event like that, in my opinion. Yeah, if you're an investor, Andrew, then just let it go. I mean, just let it go, and then just start stacking cash on the sidelines for when Tesla is lower. Just start stacking cash, 100, $200 a month, whatever you can afford, and even what you can't afford, push yourself if you really wanna if you really wanna get ahead in your 30s and 40s. Um, push yourself. I used to go out to eat with friends and not eat. I would just sit there and hang out with them, order a water or a drink or something, and I would actually sit there and not eat. I'm like, I ain't gonna spend $10 on a meal. I'm gonna save that bitch. I used to do that all the time. You don't have to do that. I'm just using that as an example. You can really go play with a compound interest calculator, and it'll change your view on money, especially if you're young like that and have the inclination for that. But oh, 3K to pay off student debt. Well, I mean, another thing you can do too, Andrew, is work while you're in school and try to pay for your school in cash. Here's the thing: you're 19 years old. You can bust your ass right now with no ill side effects. I'm 41, and I can tell you right now, if I had to bust my ass, it would probably take me a month to get back into bust ass shape, and then even after that, in a couple of years, it would start being daunting. Anyway, do what you want to do, my friend. But I'm saying there's other ways. There's plenty of ways to mitigate stuff, and I would probably rather you do something like that than hope that a Tesla investment. I'd rather you take Tesla and shove it in a retirement account and never touch it for 20, 30 years, because the thing could go gangbusters. But anyway, all right, Nasdaq 0.5%. Tesla just happy chilling right where we are, which isn't a horrible thing. We got Myrna up, Prox up. So our leaders haven't really changed on the day so far. Win still holding up here relatively well. RH actually looks like it's popped back up. Okay, cool. My wife and my kid are gonna. Awesome. My wife and my kid are going for a walk. KGKG breaking down. Ooh, that is not bueno. Look at that big reversal day. That is what's called an exit signal. Yeah, that's not very good. Holy. Okay, there we go. Another lower high on KGKG. Yeah, not very good. So when Aviar pays Restoration Hardware, most of our AMD's down here, Amazon's down here. So definitely some headwinds at play in the market right now. Apple's up 1.75 though. Is that another new high? It's close to a new high. They had that big reversal the other day. Still riding that 10-day moving average. You're lucky to get underneath it. If it goes under the 10-day, that's a buy for Apple. Look at that. Under 10-day buy, buy, buy. Even if it's for a minute, just buy the damn thing. Still going. Nuts. I want to have a little bit of fun and look at market caps for a second. Finviz? No Finviz on there. I have to actually type Finviz? Come on. I want to look at market caps. I want to see what's even close to $1 trillion. I don't think much. You got two at $1 trillion and everything else. Oh, there's a few at $1 trillion. Wow, I didn't realize that. Google's $1 trillion now? Oh, it's just Google. Facebook's Facebook still needs a 33% increase. Same with Alibaba. And Berkshire's never going to get there. Yeah, I think I may do that once I get it down a little bit further down pat. Yeah, I think it has to do with voting rights. There's a Class A and a Class B thing going on here. G-O-G-L. It has to do with voting rights or something like that. I don't really care that much about the voting rights, so I really haven't looked into it. But there's like a same with Berkshire Hathaway. There's a Class A and a Class B. So, good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that no, they're two sides of the same coin. So yeah, they're two sides of the same coin. Still one coin. I see what you're saying though. I think I've had that question in the past myself, but Berkshire Hathaway, they can't get out of their own way here. The world's just not growing. Visa, Johnson and Johnson, Walmart, only 365 billion. You could argue that's a bargain, but they got a long way to go to catch Amazon if that's their goal. All right, Walmart, if you want to catch Amazon, I'll be your CEO. Make me your CEO, Walmart. Let's do it. Yeah, well, it's just the stock price times stuff. It's weird. Taiwan Semiconductor, Procter& and Gamble, Mastercard, United Health, Nvidia. Yeah, wow, still may have room to go. Again, just maybe trying. You know what's funny? Consumer company. Apple's a consumer business. Microsoft is generally a consumer business. Amazon, sell to consumers, sell to consumers, sell to consumers. If you look at their sales, I'm not sure how much profit actually comes from their cloud divisions. Alphabet, advertise to consumers. I mean, anything that's consumer facing is, oh, Tesla's up here, number 20. I didn't notice that till right now. Anything that's consumer facing is generally going to be your more, bit like B2B. You don't see a lot of B2B up here. Taiwan Semiconductors, B2B. Um, Berkshire's a weird mixture of everything. United Health Group, JP Morgan, Home Depot, Nvidia is partial B2B, but most of these are communication services. Google? Really? Okay. Don't you laugh at me, Ellie. Don't you laugh at me. That's not nice. That's not nice. I'd be an excellent CEO of a $300 billion company. You don't know that. See, they were going to do it until you laughed at me. I would have great Walmart plans. Absolutely great Walmart plans. Be the most successful Walmart of all time. We start making autonomous flying drone ships. That's right. And that's how we would become successful. Completely change business models. We're gonna have a factory in the back of every single Walmart. You want a 10% discount? Go build yourself a drone. I'd be good, CEO. First thing I would do is slash wages, raise prices. I mean, this thing would double in a minute. That's how you run a business, ladies and gentlemen. And then and then the next thing I would do as CEO of Walmart is I would buy PF Chang's so I can get the old PF Chang's and Payway back because the new one sucks. I would also buy Frito Lay so they can make barbecue ruffles again because that was an awesome chip. That's what I would do. All right. How we doing on the stocks? Nothing's really changed. NIO down 4%. Come on, NIO. I want you to pull in a bunch. I want to get back in my position, damn it. Look at that. Still not even at the 10 day. That's pretty impressive. Absolutely impressive. I got out way too soon. Yeah, NAO actually does. They're actually one of the few electric vehicle makers that do sell some cars. We saw that the other day, if you guys remember when we looked at it. So, I mean, Tesla's obviously selling the most, but then you got NIO not doing too bad itself, both in China. China's a big, huge market. I mean, NIO can grow exponentially just in China before they even have to try to venture out of China. So hopefully a nice pullback for NIO. Looks like it got into all-time highs and kind of stalled right there on the weekly chart. So that's not too bad. Tesla shoring up here a little bit actually. I think it's like 7 billion. We looked at it the other day. It was actually maybe 17. Yeah, 16 billion. Yeah, it was relatively small when considering, they got Tesla 250. Obviously, they're two completely different businesses. This would I don't know everything about NIO, but you could probably assume this would be more akin to a traditional car business where Tesla is a larger energy play and autonomous driving play. So I think NIO is a little bit different in that regard, but still 16 billion sales of 1 billion. Tesla's got 26 billion. Your price to sales here is only 15. Where I'm not even sure what Tesla's price to sale is. It's gonna be a lot, probably over 15. Oh, it's 9. Oh, okay. I guess I was wrong. All right, so I was wrong. But yeah, market cap 16 billion. Look at this on the daily, dude. This is I don't know, man. I'm really regretting. I probably should get a little bit more invested in NIO. But if you look here, look at the volume on NIO. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Oh, well, it's all the history. There's really no history for NIO. Um, MJ's up, like the ETF MJ, or what do you mean? Is it up 0.1%? That is unbelievable. I didn't think it was capable of that. Well, it looks like our cup and handle here worked out. Maybe now we're gonna have yeah, I guess you could have a bottom buy here. That's good volume today. That's pretty good volume on MJ actually. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Your two consolidations up towards the ladder towards the bottom of it. I'm kind of with you on that, Ellie. That looks pretty good. Oh, are we gonna do a yeah, we could do a pi method here. I bet you my VA tool likes it. Let's check it out on the. Yeah, it's starting to like it. It's getting a little bit better. Let's take a look. Here's the 2 hour chart. So there's the bottom, some selling pressure there, big buying move there, buying move there, and now we're coming to equilibrium, and it looks like our momentum's upward. So yeah, absolutely. Let's find a trade for this thing. Market 0.86%. Tesla looks like it's trying to come off the bottom. Could once again try to find an MJ trade. How many times are we going to jump into this this garbage sector? MJ's up, Win's up. Yeah, Win's looking pretty good down here too. All right, so there's your channel. Well, if MJ's bottoming, it could bode well for most everyone. You're talking 16.6, give or take. Yeah, that's okay. Just on that move. If you want to hold longer term, could try to go a lot further out. Could be, Rob. What are you going to get heavier into KG? I don't know. I don't like those diving patterns like that. Even if they do try to curl up or something. Not hugely into that. So yeah, that's not too bad right there. They're gonna go twice, or are they done? Oh, they're going twice around the block. Look at them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of KG. Seems like seems like one of those gamble plays. You need to allocate a certain portion of your portfolio to gamble plays. 0.5%. Yeah, well, I think it depends on the size of your account too, to be honest with you. I think if you have a smaller account, you should play it a little bit safer and just stick to pretty high quality names. That's I mean, that's really what I did to get my account out of the dumps was I was fortunate enough to be in a really bullish market circumstance, which we just came out of a really bullish market circumstance, but really just focusing on the best of the best, you know. Yeah, see that's the other thing, Rob. If you buy like one share, it's not going to move the needle really. But if you've got a bigger portfolio, say you got $100,000 portfolio, I mean, you could allocate 5%, which is 5 grand. You can actually buy, you can probably put 5% into a gamble, maybe 10 if you were good at gambling. You could do maybe up to 10%. But then the rest of your portfolio, I think you should have a definitive strategy for it. Later, Andrew. Take it easy, buddy. Thanks for joining. All right, so MJ going up. Looks like we have Win also here kind of holding. There's a bit of a cup on the intraday time frame there. You can see just that those 3 days right there. There's a 20-day moving average is chopping around a little bit. Yeah, index funds for mother-in-laws. RH 3%. All right, well go RH. Do something already. AMD. Yeah, right. That's what I was afraid of with AMD. I haven't. Yeah, I'm done poking at this one for a while. Little bottoming day yesterday, but the volume wasn't that crazy. Oh, what's your? You can do the TQs if you want to. I don't. To me that's an index fund. It happens to be a leveraged one. That's what I have my kids Roths in. All right, Myrna Croc's getting up. How's UAL doing? To come back? UAL came back. So we're seeing some of these Roni stocks starting to solidify after basing pattern. Volume declining, although it's not really low, unfortunately. We did have, we did have pretty low volumes down here on UAL. Actually, I completely take that back. Holy crap. All right, well, we're generally declining. I don't know what the hell that's about. And UAL does appear to be going again right now. 7.7 for the NASDAQ. Tesla's still hanging out, not breaking down yet. That quick reversal, everyone's just watching today, it looks like. You know what I need to do? I need to figure out a good scan in the morning. Volume diff. What is volume diff? I need to figure out a good scan. Diff is 0.25 to maybe 1% change. Could try to throw. What is that? Percent change volume. Huh. Vol diff. Bet they don't. Oh, they do have vol diff on here. Cool. So we can get rid of most of this garbage. Okay, so we'll keep description. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Bid, high, ask, low. Um, keep volume index for a minute. Volume average. Daily volume average. Okay. All right, so we got change volume, volume average, volume diff, volume index. Okay, so volume difference is, so here's our average volume, 27492, and our volume is 27492. What? I don't know what the hell volume index even means. Where'd MJ go? Oh, there it is. All right, I'll highlight MJ. So we can keep a look at that. I wonder if we can find some. I'm trying to find something for volume scans because we find these like this is a good volume day for MJ. It's already almost even with yesterday's volume. So I'm hoping volume diff means something like that we can have a. But I really have no idea what volume diff even means. I could add market capitalization. Let's do. What? What's this common equity ratio? Just give me the damn market cap. Ah, great. I like to do like 1 billion. I don't know if that's even gonna give me anything. Doesn't look like it. I'll have to play with scans at some point. All right, fine. I won't look at that right now. MJ doing okay. Nasdaq doing eh. Tesla doing eh. RH up 3.69. Get over yourself and go already, RH. I'm running out of time, damn it. Just you need to rock it up like 7% today. Let's forget it. Let's just do let's just do all 30% today. Whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Just do all of it. What is that, like 50%? Let's do 50% today. Just do that. Let's just get it over with. I don't want to wait anymore. 42%. Why don't you do, okay, do 40% today, 2% tomorrow. I that's a very nice that's really nice. I don't know, Ellie. I have no idea. I just like the pattern. I actually talked to you a couple days ago about we're shutting down again. Why is RH posting such a bullish pattern? Actually, a question I posted a few days ago. Well, said a few days ago. Yes, I'm not sure what the deal is with RH. They do have an online presence. Rich people still got money. I had a pretty well off friend of mine call me yesterday. He's like, "Yeah, we should get the families together." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good idea, man." He goes, "We should meet up in the middle somewhere." I'm like, "All right, cool," but he's like, "Oh, are you doing the whole quarantine thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I am." Don't think he's doing that. So I think some of these people are still out buying furniture and Teslas. People always ask, "Who's buying Tesla in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic?" Well, first of all, you buy it online. Second of all, rich people. Still plenty of them around. All right, RH going for a new high. Go, buddy, go. Which means it's going to stall. How's MJ doing? Pretty good. Still good. So just have a channel. Hopefully getting up towards the upper echelon of that channel would do pretty good. You'd have to contend with a 200-day moving average, which is right on top of us. which isn't too bad. We've been kind of slowly coaxing it. It's like, come on, 200. Come on. Come on. Gotcha, bitch. And then we're going to go right through it. All right, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here. Anything else worth looking at? Other than RH is gonna double my account right now. It's gonna go up $700. What's my I don't even know what this trade would get me. I forget. It's like a lot. It's actually quite a bit. No, that's straight up wishful thinking. That's three genie wishes, three rubs of a lamp wishes. Oh, there you go. Real hopium. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you'd like that. Now I don't feel like this is such a safe space anymore. It used to be a safe space. Now I can't come in this room anymore. Well, a little bit back here and a little bit up here. No, he said he'd hurt my mom, so can't do that. Horrible jokes we're doing right now, Ellie. Horrible jokes. I could start a channel called Horrible Jokes. That'd be good. That'd be a good one. All right, MJ looks like it's stagnated out. How's Pay's doing? Pulled back a lot. Looks like trying to break a trend line this morning. Did come back, retest the prior breakout point and bouncing. So that's not too bad. Looks like it still has a lot of work to do though. Check out Tesla. Looks like it's still stagnant. Yeah, it's gone up too. No one wants to buy it right now. It's just up too high. We'll see. Like I said, 1550, right? 1550 for Tesla, I think, is your resistance point. Gets back above 1550. You may have a run up to 1800. Not sure if we get past it though. We'll see about that. Yeah, we'll see about all that. Although we're still above the 10-day, we can go side. If we can go sideways here for a few days and start to curl up, that would be really, really good. I mean, excellent if that were to be able to occur. Nasdaq going for 1% right now. Remember last time, when was it where Tesla just didn't go down at all, other than that 1400 level, obviously. But right through here, it didn't go down at all. Yeah, we had a big event here. Earnings, it looks like. But we had 2 days down. That was it. Bounced right back. And then bam. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see about this particular one. As I was drawing my Tesla chart yesterday, we can take a look at this and then we can get out of here. Oh, there it is. So drawing this Tesla chart yesterday, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I know we just kind of had an event. I'm like, what if we actually go back up right now? What does that mean? What if we go back up above 1800? What does that imply? Um, I don't know. I think it probably implies that I don't know what we're gonna test if we go past 1800 on Tesla. It's like over here, you get to 1,000 and it stalls out. Then Roni Roni hits and causes the collapse. I'm on a weekly chart. Let me switch to a daily. There we go. So yeah, it tops out, goes back up a little bit, not in a bad way either. Just didn't really never attempted to break out. Then Roni Roni hit and took it lower. Um, but on this particular one, I'm not 100% sure what. Oh, there we go. No wonder that color was off. I didn't quite realize that. But yeah, in this situation, I mean, it's still holding pretty tight. But if it continues going up, that's obviously excellent. We have a trend line right there at the moment on the daily time frame. So wait for that to break or don't. Yeah. Add UAL or get some MJ. Well, if you want to get MJ, that sounds like a personal decision, but I don't know. It seems like every election they seem to open up the industry wider and wider. So you've got the election cycle starting. We have elections actually November, so that puts it 5 months away. Yeah, I mean these could be really really great buys long term for MJ. I mean long term. We're talking multi years, many many years. These could be some good entry points. So yeah, I mean if you wanted to take a position, um, I don't think it's a horrible day today. I mean, we're still fighting with our little whipsaw we just had the past couple of days. So take that into account. But I mean, look, all in all, if they can, lock down and curtail the coronavirus pretty quick here, which they won't be able to, but if they do, then I think we'll open up soon and then it will just be onward and upward. It's like we just had a recession. Economy's going to get better, so there you go. MJ, yeah, I think so. I don't know a time frame on that because it's about 300% higher from here, 250 maybe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's about 250%, 230% higher to all-time highs. Yeah, I mean it'll get there. MJ sector is still pretty young and stuff. Yeah, that stuff's popular just from a business perspective. And see, here's the funny thing about, and we talked a little bit about this yesterday, I think, about like building portfolios and things like that, is that you get these industries like the MJ's an ETF. Like it's I like the ETF because you don't have to sit there and cherry pick names, and be in the MJ will invest in a bunch of stuff, right? Whereas one stock will do one thing. If you find the leading stock, that's better. But MJ ETF is really good. Um, but at the end of the day, I don't know what that leading stock is to put in the portfolio. So happens the ETF if one of the company files bankruptcy, does it really get hurt or no? I guess it just depends on the proportions that they're investing. If it's if Tilray goes bankrupt and that's their main company, then yeah, they're going to get hurt. But if it's the 20th company they invest in, so like 1/4% of capital, then yeah, they won't get hurt too much. Just depends on the allocation sizes. All right, 1% for the Nasdaq. Looking like we're pretty stable so far. RH just come back down. Touched me right here, right in the heart. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. MJ or UL, I don't think either one's going to do you too bad, but you got to have that longer term perspective. So, all right, guys, I'm going to bounce. See you tomorrow. Um, oh, reminder, next week, I don't know if I will have any live streams. We'll be on vacation. Um, yeah, I think all week, maybe Friday. Maybe Friday, so keep an eye out for that. I'll try to mention it tomorrow too. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.